In the Temple of Yetaxa, the Doctor and Barbara have a blazing row. The Doctor goes in all guns blazing, puncturing Barbara's hubris like it's a naughty child's football that keeps being kicked into his garden. After the rage has burned out of both of them, they conspire to work on turning the more sympathetic Ortlock against Klatoxel. The Doctor is keen to get back to Kamika, purely because she could have useful information for him, and nothing else. Barbara sees through him in an instant. Klatoxel enters to kill the mood. The Doctor leaves for his date, while Klatoxel starts asking Barbara questions.
I would ask you, how shall a man know his gods?
The signs of their divinity.
What if thieves walk among the gods?
Their knowledge will reveal them.
How many heavens are there? How many heavens?
13.
The only chink in her armour comes when it's revealed Ixter will challenge Ian for command of the armies. In the barracks, Ixter is showing Ian his spear throwing skills.
Thus shall my enemies fall.
Ian looks on and makes the same admiring faces as he used to down his local pub when confronted with an overconfident darts player. Ian, finally tiring of Ixter's bravado, claims to be able to take an enemy out with his thumb. Ixter demands a demonstration, so Ian obliges. As Ixter goes to pick up a weapon, Ian performs some sort of nerve pinch on him. That sci-fi show he'd been sneakily watching on the TARDIS scanner while everyone else was asleep had come in useful. Klatoxel enters and sees the prone Ixter. Ian makes the most of his moment of glory as Ortlock gushes over his thumb technique. As the recovering Ixter tells Klatoxel how Ian's hand sent him weak at the knees, the perfect victim is shown in. Essentially an Aztec A-list celebrity whose every desire is granted, that is, until he's sacrificed, a tradition that continues to this day. Klatoxel manipulates the perfect victim into requesting a competition between Ixter and Ian. He does this by verbally emasculating Ixter and saying he isn't fit to command their armies. After all, how mighty a warrior can he be if he's sent all weak at the knees with the judicious placing of a digit? In the garden, the old folk are watching the budding romance between the Doctor and Kamika, with all the subtlety of a spear in the gut. In fairness, without TV or anything like that, this is probably the closest they'll ever come to a rom-com. As the Doctor admires some of Kamika's foliage, conversation turns towards the temple. They move away from the eavesdropping old biddies so they can talk more privately. Amidst the flirtatious compliments they give each other, Kamika offers to introduce the Doctor to the son of the architect who built the temple. The Doctor is pleased on two fronts. In the temple, Klatoxel tells Barbara that she's to be quizzed again, this time by Ortlock. Until then, no one can visit her. In the barracks, a still tender Ixter is contemplating his strategy when Kamika enters. It turns out that he is the son of the architect. He agrees to meet the Doctor as the latter doesn't know his name, and this may be advantageous. At the school, Susan is studying the Aztec book of good housewifery, which contains such progressive gems as tend well your nurseries and flower beds, keep clean your pot and stew pans, do not spend recklessly, do not destroy or cheapen yourself. You'll never have a home of your own if you live like that. One of the priests of knowledge, Tonilla, enters the classroom. Susan commits the heinous faux pas of daring to approach him for an introductory handshake. Ortlock berates her for this flagrant display and tells her the only person she should make eye contact with will be her future arranged husband. Not willing to end up in a similar situation to her old friend Ping Cho, she refuses to accept that. In the garden, the Doctor is fingering another leaf when Ixter arrives, sporting a fetid leopard print number. The Doctor asks about the tomb, and Ixter tells him his father left drawings that he'd happily let the old man study. But, wouldn't you know it, he has to face another warrior in hand-to-hand combat and might not survive. The Doctor, not only keen to get the drawings, but also considering putting a few cotton capes on the match, offers to help. As Ixter leaves, the Doctor takes a pin out of his pocket and uses it to draw some of the sleeping sap from the plant Kamika showed him earlier. In the barracks, a sweaty Ian is vigorously swinging his weapon around, probably getting squash juice all over the place as well. As Klatoxel enters and throws doubt on Ian's stamina, Ixter follows and challenges the science teacher to a duel. Ian agrees.
Confident of victory.
If you wish it, you shall die.
Let him die.
His whispering technique has improved significantly since the last episode. In the temple, Barbara is working on Ortlock. As he's more sympathetic to her and less enamoured with the sacrifices, she goes full apocalyptic prophecy and uses her future knowledge to tell him their entire civilization will be wiped out if they carry on. As he leaves, she at least has the good grace to feel visibly wretched for this manipulation of a decent and troubled man. Later, in the garden, the Doctor shows his little prick to Ixter. He tells him to scratch his opponent on the wrist, and it will incapacitate him without it being lethal. Ixter leaves pleased, and the Doctor goes full smug as he considers not only getting his hands on the drawings, but also his nice little earner from the bookies. Outside the temple, Ortlock is telling Klatoxel about Barbara's prophecy, when the Doctor appears and sneaks in to see her. The Doctor brags of his match fixing, but at his description of Ixter's pussy outfit, Barbara realises he'll be fighting Ian. As he leaves, the Doctor is arrested for visiting the forbidden Barbara. She talks Ortlock into releasing him, as he was ignorant of the ruling. While he agrees with that, she's unable to talk him round to stopping the fight. The High Priest witnessing of Ian's mighty thumb means he still considers it a fair contest, even given Ixta's years of training. Thankfully, this is the only time Ian's hands have got him into trouble. Later that evening, Ian and Ixta enter the barracks for their masculinity showdown. They grapple and grab to a strangely disinterested audience. The Doctor is shown in, and in a Susan-level error of judgment, distracts Ian by warning him of Ixta's intent to scratch him, which is what gives Ixta the opening to scratch him. The Doctor tries to call the fight off, but to no avail. Even weakening by the moment, Ian is still able to put up a significant fight. Even as Ixta gains the upper hand, it's still all a bit embarrassing for someone who's going to lead an army. As Ixta goes to deliver the killing blow, Barbara appears to stop the fight. Klatoxel challenges her to use her godly powers to save her servant.